From the innovative inventions of indigenous peoples to their profound spiritual beliefs, and from their unique governance systems to their pivotal role in shaping the modern world, the mysteries and marvels of Native American culture are countless. Learning about these hidden facts helps us understand and respect their history better. It also reminds us how vital it is to keep their traditions alive, especially in a world that's changing fast because of globalization. This sequel to our previous exploration of 9 shocking facts about Native American tribes will unveil an entirely new set of revelations, each more surprising and enlightening than the last. You'll be amazed to discover that many brave Native American women were part of the Indigenous warriors who took part in several famous wars, such as the Battle of Rosebud. There are many more amazing things to know about Native American tribes. Before we get into the full details, kindly give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Opening the floor at number 1, the most painful Native American ceremony was the Sundance. At first thought, you might think this dance involves a gathering of locals dancing beneath sunny weather. However, the Sundance was regarded as an important spiritual ceremony that involved a series of gruesome practices. It is indeed one of the most significant and spiritually intense ceremonies among the Plains Native American tribes, particularly practiced by the Lakota, Sioux, Cheyenne, Arapaho, and other indigenous groups of the Great Plains. This dance is usually orchestrated by a spiritual leader in response to either a vision or to invoke a spiritual blessing. One good thing about this ceremony, however, is that participation is voluntary, and anyone who successfully participates in this dance will be highly respected. It offers a way for participants to connect with the spiritual world, seek visions, and offer sacrifices to the Great Spirit or Wakan Tanka. The ceremony typically takes place during the summer, aligning with the sun's zenith, and may last for several days. The preparation for the Sundance is an essential aspect of the ceremony. It involves various physical and mental practices that are intended to purify and strengthen the participants for the challenging and intense experience that lies ahead. Participants often undergo a period of fasting, which can last for several days leading up to the ceremony. During this time, they abstain from food and drink, except for limited amounts of water. Fasting was believed to purify the physical vessel in which the spirit resides from impurities and toxins. It also helps participants attain a heightened state of consciousness and spiritual awareness. It is a form of self-discipline that demonstrates their dedication to the spiritual journey. During this period of fasting, they spend time isolated in a special enclosure called a fasting tipi, where they engage in intense prayer, meditation, and personal reflection. The Sundance itself involves a series of dances that can last for hours or even days. The dancers move circularly around a sacred central pole, dancing vigorously to the sound of drums and spiritual song. One of the most well-known and painful aspects of the Sundance is the piercing ritual. The dancers are pierced through their chest, back, or both, with wooden skewers or bona hooks. These skewers or hooks are then connected to the central pole within the dance arbor. The dancers then lean back, their body weight creating tension on the piercing. This is an excruciating experience that is endured as a form of sacrifice and as a way to seek visions and blessings. Fact 2. Many words such as chipmunk, pecan, and skunk come from an Algonquian language. Indeed, many words in the English language, especially those related to the natural environment and animals, are derived from Native American languages. The Algonquian language family in particular has contributed significantly to the English language. The word chipmunk is a charming example of an Algonquian contribution to the English language. It is derived from the Ojibwa term ajidamu, which refers to these small striped rodents. Early European settlers adopted the Ojibwa word, eventually leading to the term chipmunk as we know it today. Pecan is another word rooted in the Algonquian family, specifically from the Illinois language. The Algonquian term for this type of nut was pecani, which English speakers adapted into pecan. Skunks are notorious for their defensive spray, a feature that has made them widely recognized in English. The word skunk itself has Algonquian origins, with variations across different Algonquian dialects. For instance, in the Abenaki language, it is referred to as sigank. Fact 3. The popular lacrosse was a sport first played by Native Americans in the Southeast, especially by the Choctaw. Lacrosse, often hailed as the oldest sport in North America, indeed has deep roots in Native American culture as far back as the 12th century. The game was initially played by various Native American tribes, and it holds a special place in their history, especially among the southeastern tribes like the Choctaw. This game was previously known as the stickball and was a big deal back then. It often involved large teams and could last for several days and played for a range of purposes, from entertainment and recreation to religious ceremonies. Tribes used distinctive sticks woven from wood and leather, and a small ball made from wood. Over time, the original wooden balls gave way to deerskin balls stuffed with fur, while the sticks evolved into more intricate designs. The netting, in turn, was crafted from deer sinew. European settlers, particularly the French, first encountered Native Americans playing this unique game. In the 1630s, French Jesuit missionaries in Canada's St. Lawrence Valley were the first Europeans to see lacrosse. One of them, Jean de Brébeuf, saw the Huron Indians playing and called it lacrosse. In 1834, the Caughnawaga Indians demonstrated the game in Montreal, sparking interest in Canada. The formalization of lacrosse took a significant step forward when a Canadian dentist named Dr. William George Beers established the Montreal Lacrosse Club in 1856. Over a decade, he devised a set of rules that included reducing the number of players, introducing a rubber ball, and redesigning the lacrosse stick. By 1860, lacrosse became Canada's favorite summer sport. It went to England for exhibition games in 1867. In 1876, even Queen Victoria saw a game and testified to fun it was to watch. This made lacrosse a popular sport, loved by people in Canada and beyond. Fact 4. The marriage between Pocahontas and John Rolfe was the first recorded interracial marriage in U.S. history. The marriage between Pocahontas and John Rolfe was no doubt a historically significant event in the early history of what would become the United States. It is often cited as the first recorded interracial marriage in American history. Pocahontas, also known by her birth name Matawaka, and later the Christian name Rebecca, was the daughter of Chief Powhatan, a powerful leader who had a significant influence over several Algonquian-speaking tribes. John Rolfe, an English settler and widower, arrived in Jamestown in 1610. He is primarily remembered for developing a strain of tobacco called Nicotiana tabacum. This tobacco was notably milder than the native tobacco the settlers had encountered in Virginia, making it more appealing to European markets. Pocahontas, on the other hand, was held captive by the English as a means to negotiate the release of English prisoners and weapons held by her father. After her capture, Pocahontas was taken to Jamestown. Later, she was likely moved to Henrico, a small English settlement near what's now Richmond. Pocahontas' father, Chief Powhatan, found out about her capture and agreed to some of the English demands to start talks. Meanwhile, Pocahontas was kept under the care of Reverend Alexander Whitaker in Henrico. He taught her how to speak English, about the English religion and their way of life. There, she accepted Christianity and was christened Rebecca upon her baptism. John Rolfe took special interest in Pocahontas, and the duo became lovebirds. They later got married on April 1640. Pocahontas' father gave the couple his blessings and a small house located right across the James River in Jamestown. Pocahontas and Rolfe's marriage was seen as a symbol of reconciliation between the Powhatan Confederacy and the Jamestown settlers. The marriage of Pocahontas and John Rolfe had a lasting legacy. They had a son named Thomas Rolfe, whose descendants are part of the first families of Virginia, influential families that played significant roles in the development of early American society. Fact 5. Many Native American tribes were organized into clans, or matrilineal societies. The matrilineal organization was a common social structure among many Native American tribes. In matrilineal societies, descent and inheritance are traced through the mother's line rather than the father's. This means that an individual's clan or family affiliation is determined by their mother's lineage. In such societies, women often held significant roles in social and political life. Mothers were called the givers of life, as proof of their utmost importance in society. Women in matrilineal societies often had prominent roles in decision-making processes. The Iroquois Confederacy's Great Law of Peace, for instance, featured the clan mothers, who played a crucial role in selecting male leaders and contributors of the Confederacy. Fact 6. The word Sioux was adopted by French explorers who picked it up from the Chippewa tribe. The word Sioux originated with the Ojibwe or Chippewa people. It is believed to be a shortened and altered form of the Ojibwe word Naduesu, which means snake or enemy. The Ojibwe used this term to describe the Lakota people, with whom they had historical conflicts. The Lakota people, one of the three major divisions of the Sioux, have a name for themselves that is different from Sioux. They refer to themselves as the Lakota, which means friends, or the people of peace dwell. French explorers and traders interacting with various indigenous groups in North America likely adopted the term Sioux from the Ojibwe, without fully understanding the complexity of indigenous relationships. This misidentification led to the widespread use of Sioux to refer to the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota people who collectively make up the Sioux Nation. Fact 7. Native Americans used porcupine hairs to make hairbrushes. Native Americans had a deep connection to the natural world and utilized a wide range of materials from their environments for various purposes, including crafting tools and personal items. Porcupine quills were one such resource, and they were ingeniously used to create hairbrushes and other decorative items. To create hairbrushes and other items, Native Americans collected porcupine quills from hunted animals. The quills were then carefully cleaned, sorted by size and color, and often dyed using natural pigments derived from plants, minerals, or other animal materials. The primary tool-making process involved attaching the dyed and sorted porcupine quills to a wooden or bone handle. The quills were secured in a parallel fashion, with the sharp tips facing away from the handle, creating a brush-like arrangement. Fact 8. The Choctaw, Cherokee, Creek, Chickasaw, and Seminole tribes were called the 5 civilized tribes by early white settlers. The term 5 civilized tribes is a historical classification that was used by early European settlers in the southeastern United States to describe the Choctaw, Cherokee, Creek, Chickasaw, and Seminole tribes. These tribes were considered more civilized by European standards due to their adoption of certain cultural practices that resembled those of the European settlers. One of the key factors that led to these tribes being labeled as civilized was their practice of living in planned villages and farming, which was somewhat similar to European settlement patterns. These tribes had established towns with well-organized layouts, often featuring central squares and streets, as opposed to more nomadic lifestyles seen in other Native American groups. The Cherokee, in particular, developed a written language known as the Cherokee syllabary, devised by Sequoyah in the early 19th century. This innovation allowed for the creation of newspapers, documents, and literature in the Cherokee language, which was not common among other Native American groups. Final fact: many Native American women were sharpshooters and able horsewomen. You'll be amazed to know that several Native American female warriors were known for their excellent battle skills. They were masters in the art of horseback riding and using weapons like bows and arrows. They took on various combat roles alongside men, which included not only defending their tribes, but also participating in offensive strategies. One of the well-known female warriors is Los. She was a warrior and prophetess of the Cherokee Apache tribe in the late 19th century. She fought alongside famous Apache leaders, including her brother Victorio and Geronimo. Lozen possessed incredible tracking abilities and was a skilled sharpshooter. She often led raids and protected her people during times of conflict. It was also said that she possessed powers which helped her in uncovering her enemy's hideout. Another daring warrior is Toipurina, a Tonva medicine woman who played a pivotal role in the 1785 rebellion against Spanish colonization in California. She was involved in planning and leading an uprising against the San Gabriel mission. Her courage and leadership inspired her people to resist colonial oppression. These examples are proof that Native American women were beyond docile. Instead, they played an integral role as warriors, strategies, and leaders. To wrap it up, Native American tribes undoubtedly hold a wealth of untold stories, remarkable achievements, and contributions that build their lasting legacy. Thanks for your rapt attention, and kindly give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for premium access to more videos on Native journals. Thanks for watching.